Bro, it didn't even start. Whoa. And her overwhelming drunkenness. I'm surprised she can't stand right now. Comparison is a thief of joy. Just like expectation is also a thief of joy. And let me make this comparison very clear. And I know a lot of people always say, oh, dude, don't compare. Stop comparing yourself with other people. Only compare yourself with yourself, who you are. Yes, that is true. But it's such a trope. It sounds good, but it's hard to execute. It is in our human nature to compare ourselves with other people. Hello friends, my name is Benoit Kim, a UPenn educated psychotherapist and everyone's favorite over-analyst. Welcome to my detailed psychological analysis of Bocchi the Rock, episode 10. We have come a long way. Athathination Zero, Vinny, Greg Bogue, Foxglow's Gaming, Crisco94, Jean the Grey, Wei Xiang, Project Norway, Samsonian, and Fidelis are the sponsor tier highlights of today's video. I appreciate your support. Shout out to the best patron family and growing YouTube memberships communities. Sit back and I hope you enjoy. Whoa, starting very chaotically. Hold on.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
I was like, wait, what are the odds of Hitori or Goto-chan volunteering to assist with sunglasses? Because wearing sunglasses indoor requires tremendous confidence. You are a living national treasure. As many audience pointed out, let me correct that because I said that in earlier episode 7, I think. Bocchi, Hitori Bocchi-chan is an international treasure. She's a global treasure. All of us must protect her at all costs. Goto, Goto, Goto. She was napping. A maid and a butler cafe part-time jobs? Bocchi, RIP. I could already tell Bocchi's gonna retreat and run away, and that's gonna be extremely stressful socially for Bocchi. One thing I will say that I forgot to highlight, did you notice a dramatic change just in Bocchi's fantasy lands? Some people might have glossed over. I want you to think back to all the previous 10 episodes. Every time inside of Bocchi's fantasy lands, she was always wearing different outfits. Her individual outfits, like some sort of epic fantasy wardrobe. But this is the first time in 10 episodes where in Bocchi's fantasy lands, she was wearing Kesoku Band's t-shirts. What does that say? This goes back to my concepts about identity formation in the previous episode. But rather than just formulating and forming Bocchi's individual identity, it's about the collective identity, something bigger than herself. This band, the identity and the essence and the importance of this band now significantly outweighs and is much more than just the individuality of Bocchi. That is a beautiful to see. And especially with the recent episode where Nichika found out that Bocchi is a guitar hero. And at that moment during their conversation outside of the izakaya, they had a heart-to-heart bonding. And now Bocchi, I think, has bought in to Nichika's dream about making Starry Club famous by becoming the famous band that carries the weight and the reputation of the Starry Club. And I think Bocchi has now internalized that into her identity. That's why in her fantasy land, for the first time, Bocchi is wearing Kesoku Ben t-shirt. And this concept right here, internalization. That's when we take in and make an external belief, external thing into our own internal belief system, operating system about who we are. We call that internalization. Amazing to see. Yes, Bocchi, you are a girl. I knew she was gonna freak out. Even her being disassociated and disconnecting from reality is getting shorter and shorter. Bocchi brought herself back and reconnected to the reality without chicken karage, without food. She did that all by herself. That's beautiful progress. Culture festival. Yes. Serious business. Oh, is she volunteering to perform? No. Yo, Bocchi just blacked out again? Nah, she's gonna submit the application. Oh. And whoever reported Bocchi-chan fainting is gonna probably take the application and submit it. Watch, that's my prediction. Episode 10 is called After Dark. What comes after dark comes the sun. What comes after the storm, after the rain, after the flooding, comes growth, life, renewal of organisms, plants, right? So after the dark comes the sun. Hope, renewal, transformation. She actually woke up in the medical room. Kita. The extroversion aura. Kitsa's gonna see the paper, I think. The paper's gone? The paper's gone. Oh, it's still there. Okay. You got this. Yes, we can. Bocchi got this freaking upper punch like non-stop. Oh, so funny. Mini bow. I love the editing style. It's great. Yo, this is what Hitori's sister talked about in the early episode, how so much of Hitori's struggle and pain is self-inflicted. She literally just woke up from being fainted outside of the student council room, and she caused yet another head trauma, another blow to herself by imagining and visualizing and fantasizing about the cultural festival. She's not even there yet. She didn't even sign up for the actual performance. This is all imagination. And this goes back to my quote that I shared over and over again. Guys, listen up. All of us, we often struggle and suffer more in our imagination than in reality. Visualization is important. We humans have this unique ability to be imaginative. Imagination is our superpower, our ability to create, storytell. Live out the experience before the actual experience in itself. That's the visualization. It is powerful. That's what made humans the apex predators that ever reigned this earth, period. At the same time, depending on how we fantasize, how we use our imagination, it can be a huge detriment. So I hope all of us can learn from the lesson, Hitori's lesson, that there's no need to suffer twice. whatever the experience that is to come, whether it causes anxiety, stress, whatever, it's fine. We can experience that when we get up to the stage, when we get to that event anyway. So why suffer twice? If the experience is inevitable, let alone Bocchi didn't even sign up for the culture festival yet. But I'm guessing after dark, based on the title of this episode, they are going to sign up for the performance because again, after dark, which symbolizes doubts, skepticism, fear, worries, anxiety, and so on, comes the sun. The sun eventually rises up, no matter how big the storm is. Full stop. No! She's going to a trash bin? She brought up. Aww.
まあ私は高校6に行ってないから適当に言ってるけど私は高校中退です相談相手間違えたあれ文化祭のステージいいじゃん出ようよいやでもライブハウスとは違う良さがあるよ
That's true.
ちゃん出たことあるんですかうん中学の時ね私もある
Aww.
マイナーな曲弾いては出たことないし文化祭ライブやりたいなそうなんですか結束バンド組んだの最近だし私もオリジナル曲ここ以外でやりたいこういうバンドがあるって知ってもらういい機会
Yeah, and good practice. Practice is practice.
青春ロックで盛り上げないと退学なんじゃそんな拘束はないでしょとはいえぼっちの迷う気持ちもわかる
Validation.
下手したら
Aww, yo senpai.
正直お強状態だったライブ
What?
強がりだったのかよまあともかくぼっちちゃんの悔いが残んないのが一番だからさ
Yes, yes.
それは言えてますねわかりましたちょっと考えてみます
I want to highlight two very important things and themes from that conversation. Highlight number one. Bocchi went from internalizing all her fears, ruminating and spiraling based on her imagination, in her fantasy la la land, anxiety, phobia, distress, to actually externalizing and verbalizing her fear and dilemma to the big sis. And remember I talked about, I think big sis has the potential to be Hitori's mentor, or at least confidant, at least someone to share some helpful feedback and advice. And she did just that. Hey, high school year's gonna fly by. Make sure you have no regrets, which is exactly what Nichika-chan and also Ryo-chan also said. That's number one. She went from only dealing with her internal battle, struggle, fear, stress, all by herself, with me, myself, and I, with plus her two imaginary friends, to actually conversing and speaking into existence for better feedback, conversation, and dialogue. That's amazing progress. You guys recognize that? Highlight number two, just make sure there's no regrets. At the same time, do not rush into it. Yo Senpai was able to validate and acknowledge Hitori's concerns and stress. She made Hitori feel seen, feel heard, feel validated. Every human, there's three crucial ingredients. Three. We need to be seen by who we are. We have to be heard for what we're concerned about, our stresses, our circumstances, our lives. And finally, we have to be validated for existence. And that existence comprises the good, the bad, and the ugly. And from your single sentence of, but I get why you're so worried though. Do not rush into your decision. Think twice over. Yo was able to validate all three things and check off the three crucial ingredients for anyone to thrive for Bocchi in a simple dialogue. But lastly, only thing we can control, guys, is to make sure we do our best that there's no regrets, or at least minimizing regrets, because life happens. When the day's over, are we proud of the way we showed up? When the day's over, did we fulfill our purpose, whatever that is? For everyone, it's different. But at the end of the day, when the day's over, before the Before, after the dark, the sun rises again. Can we say that, hey, I have no regrets today? Hey, I minimized regrets for today. It wasn't perfect, but I'm happy about it because no regrets.
文化祭ライブにじかちゃんもやりたいって言ってた。
Yeah, practice is a practice.
絶対気分いいんだろうな。
Just do it! Shia LaBeouf, just do it!
私やっぱりダメだ。
Oh, I'm dead.
無理です。
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
方にって言ってくれたし、ライブハウスでの演奏も緊張してガチガチなのに文化祭ステージなんて。
Think about how low and how sad Hitori was until the last day of the summer when the group dragged her to the beach and the shrine afterwards. She wasn't able to make any happy memory about the summer until the very last day. But because of that amazing memory, she says she now has a good memory to carry her forth until the winter break. But think about the regret she's gonna have. She's gonna feel depressed, feel sad, feel isolated if she doesn't follow through and fulfill her dream into fruition. And she knows that. Why? Because the summer break was very recent. And she almost had a massive regrettable summer if it were not for the last day of the summer break. And who was at the last summer break? Who made all that happen? Kesoku bands. And this time she gets to create new meaningful memories about performing with the Kesoku bands at the cultural festival, which is the inception, which is the genesis and the beginning of Hitori picking up guitar, practicing 6 hours every single day for 3 years, so that she can one day start a band or join a band and perform at the cultural festival. This is her chance. I think this episode might be the full circle moment. So beautiful to see. More fantasy?
まさか後藤さんがサインもらっとけばよかった。目指すのはこっちの路線で行こう。悪くない。目指す道がはっきりして悩みも解消された。
Nah, Hitori, you know you feel sad.
おはようございます。体調はどう？昨日気になって保健室に戻ったらもう後藤さんいなくて。そうだったんですか。
I hope Kita finds out and uses her optimism, extroversion aura to blind Hitori and then coerce her or encourage her, since coerce is a strong dramatic word, to encourage Hitori to make this culture festival happen. I believe in you, Kita.
あとは出しておいたからね。
The slip!
文化祭の個人ステージ
I called it!
で出場するのよね。
Ah! Obviously, that's lots of references, callback to different art styles, right? The obviously classics.
それでずっとこんな感じなんだ。
She's in a coffin.
でも明日話してみます。やっほー、ただ酒飲まして。
Ah, the drunk girl's back.
ちょっと、君のお姉ちゃんツン激しすぎない？
She became a regular.
待ってください。そろそろお店。
Ah.
ぼっちちゃん。どうした？
I'm dead.
文化祭のステージに私が勝手に申し込んでしまって。何？ライブするってこと？
Hitori rose up from her vampire coffin like a vampire, like a Dracula, like.
より多い人の前で
So many pop culture references in this
こ
show.
こでの私を知ってる人の前でライブするのが怖くて。ぼっちちゃん、これあげる。
This is a faithful encounter actually with the drunk girl, because who encouraged and empowered Bocchi to perform her first ever street performance? The drunk girl. And who is going to empower and encourage Bocchi to overcome and conquer her fear for her first ever cultural festival performance? Drunk girl. I think that's my prediction. You see that parallel process?
今日私のバンドライブすんの。よか かったら見に来なよ。
もちろん。
ですよね。女子高生から金巻き上げる貧乏バンドマンだとか思ってんの。
あ
ですか？くそー、先輩焼酎ボトルで。やるかバカ。君たち安心しなさい。こう見えてもね、私インディーズでは結構人気バンドなんだよ。
I mean, all that alcohol is expensive.
チケットノルマなんて余裕だし、物販でも稼いでるんだから。じゃあなんでいつも安酒ばっかり。
Savage.
うちで借りてくし。この前の電車賃返してもらって。やっぱり金負け。
She's a teenage hustler. That's expensive, actually.
他にこいつから返してもらってないお金ある？いや、お姉さんからはもう。
But Hitori looked at Yo because Yo has borrowed more money than she paid back.
返すの遅くなってごめんなさいって言え。遅くなってごめんなさい。
I'm dead. The big sis is looking out for Hitori. You see that? Dude, full alcoholism, man. That's bad.
本当にライブできるんですかね。宿泊のライブタダで行ける。胸熱。
Sick hack?
それがヒロイさんのバンド名。
Interesting. I'm excited too.
今日ライブすごく良かったです。ありがとうございました。まだ会場にすらついてないでしょう。
Oh, Hitori wanted to back out because that was a subway station. It was super busy, so her social anxiety was activated again.
さあ入って入って。スターリーとは随分雰囲気が違いますね。
It is very different.
大丈夫。うちと変わらないよ。確かにちょっと怖いけど、意外と大丈夫かも。ライブハウスはどこも一緒だ。
Bro, it didn't even start.
ちょっとでも成長したと思った私がバカでした。銀ちゃん、おはよう。
あ、
お姉ちゃんに会いたい。先輩まで。この人。
I'm dead.
銀ちゃんね。
Because they're adults.
こんにちは。
I forget their high school.
吉田銀次郎37歳です。好きなジャンルはパンクロックよ。
Aw, he's so nice.
心が乙女なただのおっさんだから。
Aw,
広い。
it's over.
して結束バンドの人たちですか？
Oh, they know. Very cool. Yorishiko.
最近うちのヒロイがご迷惑をおかけしているようで。
Hiroi, that's her name? Drunk girl, Hiroi?
メンバーで大体キャラのバランス取れてるのかな。
Oh, Eliza.
してね。
Mm.
日本に
She's
来
an
て
expat?
バンドするなんてホーロック好きなんですか？
Ah,
この最先端っていつも言ってんな。バランス。
balance. Ah. Oh, they're already lining
お
up.
待たせしました。ありがとうございます。お客さん多いですね。
Wow.
もう200人はいるね。
There's at least 200? Yo! Sick Hack is amazing. Wow, they are a killer band and very popular in the indie circles. It's Hiroi? She wasn't lying. Wow. Imagine how many instruments she's breaking because of her drunkenness that she's always broke. They're doing pretty well for themselves. 200 people for live audience? Wow, respect.
こんな人気バンドだったんだ。
Yeah.
そういえばりょうはさっきまで一緒
I bet Yo's in the front row.
あれあんなところに座ってる。
Sheeple?
音を。りょう先輩。
I'm dead.
ってどんなバンドなんですか？ジャンルはサイケデリックロック。
Psychedelic rock. Interesting. Wow. Oh, here we go. Wow. Goals, dude. Hashtag goals. Oh. Oh. Whoa, goosebumps. Wow, the color visuals are amazing. Whoa. Overwhelming charisma. And her overwhelming drunkenness. I'm surprised she can stand right now.
ぼっちちゃん、私のライブどうだった？
Sorry for muting as always.
よかったです。
Yeah, it was wow.
すごくよかった。ねえ、なんか
Wow.
ライブ本当は良くなかった？
I bet my prediction is I bet Bocchi's feeling down because she's comparing. I bet she's comparing where they are as Kesoku-ben and where Sick Hack is. Obviously, as adults, they're many years ahead. So I feel like she's feeling down because she's doing this comparison syndrome thing.
いや、本当に最高でした。でも、お姉さんすごくキラキラ
Yeah, she was.
私なんかとても。
See, comparing, called it.
よあ、やっぱわかる？陰キャ同士は惹かれ合うって本当なんだな。でもある時、自分の将来想像したら、普通の人生すぎてつまんねーって絶望しちゃって、真逆の生き方してやろうって思ってロック始めたの。
Just like Hitori.
酒飲み始めたのも初ライブの緊張をごまかすためだしね。
Yeah, not healthy, but it is a social lubricant. Yes.
頼らず
Yeah. Sober.
自分にもっと自信持って。無理なら酒でドーピングもあり。いや、未成年。文化祭ライブ。
Nice. Aww.
イエーイ、その意気だ。
壁の修繕費プラス10万
Yo. One thing I'll say before resuming is I want to go back to the comparison syndrome definition right here. Obviously, I coined the term, but comparison syndrome is when we struggle of constant comparison. Remember, guys, comparison is a thief of joy, just like expectation is also a thief of joy. And let me make this comparison very clear. And I know a lot of people always say, oh, dude, don't compare. Stop comparing yourself with other people. Only compare yourself with yourself, who you are. Yes, that is true, but it's such a trope. It sounds good, but it's hard to execute. It is in our human nature to compare ourselves with other people. That's why you'll never hear me say, and I'll never tell my clients or even friends to, hey, no need to compare. Only compare with yourself. It sounds rosy and flowery and sounds great, but it doesn't really mean much because it's our human nature to compare. Why? Because humans are social animals. And hierarchy, comparisons, wins and losses, that's part of the fabric of our society because social means there's competition, there's relationships, and if there's relationships, then there's comparison, period. Here's what I will say instead. Comparison, if we're going to compare, make sure you compare fully. Here's what I mean. Anytime we compare ourselves with other people, here's what we do psychologically. We often, or almost always, I'd argue, we compare our weaknesses against other people's strength. We compare what we're bad at with what other people are good at. You guys see what I'm saying? Oh, she's from such a wealthy, affluent household. Her outfits are amazing. She has the newest iPhones. She's always wearing new clothes. I don't have any of that. I'm comparing my lack of financial capacity and money with her capacity and her having money. I'm comparing what I'm not good at or what I don't have, aka my weaknesses, against what they're good at. But here's what I want to urge and encourage all of us to do. Since stopping comparison is not a realistic goal, what is realistic and more practical is this. If we are going to compare, let's compare everything. Not just the tip of the iceberg, but the entirety. Sure, compare what we don't have with what they do have, but also flip it. Also make sure you compare what we do have and what they do not have. Compare the good and the bad. Make sure we compare all of it. Maybe like let's use Hitori and Hiroi as an example. Sure, Hiroi is more charismatic, overwhelmingly so on the stage, according to Bocchi. That's why Bocchi was feeling down, because she was comparing where she's at currently, the lack of confidence, the lack of charisma on the stage, with Hiroi's many years of advancement and practices, right? Hitori is comparing her weakness with Hiroi's strength. That's fair. But what did Hiroi say? But look, you're doing well. You're actually performing for your Starry Club performance, industry performance, sober-minded without the lubricant of alcohol. You did it without drugs, because alcohol is a type of drug. What does that say? Hiroi's weakness is her alcoholism and using alcohol for liquor courage. What's Bocchi's strength? She does it sober-minded. She doesn't need any addition or chemical boost. She does it organically. You see what I'm saying? If you're going to compare, make sure we compare everything. What we do see, but also what we do not see. Because I promise you guys, every single one of us have weaknesses, but many of us are just simply good at masking and covering up our weaknesses. That's why when we compare, we often compare our weaknesses against other people's strength. Let's equalize the playing field. Let's make sure we compare the entirety, all of us. Yo's hungry, but she's broke. Ah! Yo! One fry. Because remember, Yo is the richest of them all. Yo's from a very affluent family, but she just spends money recklessly. I respect what Nichika is doing. She's setting boundaries and trying to teach Yo that there's consequences to her actions and we need to think twice. And it is not fair to Hitori for Yo to mooch it off of her because it is Hitori's hard-earned money while Yo comes from a very rich and affluent family. Obviously, it's a very comical thing, but I do respect Nichika's valiant effort and trying to teach Yo a lesson. But of course, all that effort crumbles at the end because your Yo's charm and charisma is simply unresistible. Or irresistible, rather. Wow. Nice. Aww. Aww.
でも文化祭で全曲オリジナルってちょっと攻めすぎな気も。いいじゃん、攻めの姿勢でいこうよ。滑っても4人いるし、痛みは4等分。
Ah! Split shame 4 ways. Oh, Hitori is nervous. She's scared. It's okay. Ryu is scared anyway. Being scared is part of the journey of growth. Kita kita. Oh? What? Oh, it's okay, Gita. Yeah, that's what Hitori wanted to do anyway. Yeah. Yes. Aww, they're so nice. Aww. Oh, big hug. Oh. Her aura. Her aura is. Aww. Yeah, because she's so good. Guitar Hero. Damn.
私も。
Aw.
でさ、付き合ってあげたら？レッスン料高いよ。
Yo, Yo is the ultimate teenage hustler. I am dead. Two significant highlights once again before closing out the episode. One, Kita is so nice. She felt guilty. I think she was feeling really down and guilty and bad because she, I guess, forcibly submitted the application despite knowing Hitori throwing the application away. So she feels really guilty. So that's really nice of Kita, and it speaks to her genuineness and thoughtfulness. Because not everyone is willing to acknowledge your faults. Because sometimes if you made a white lie, it's very easy to just pretend it never happened and just gloss over it. Kita didn't do that. Why? Because Kita is a good person, one. But two, Kita really cares about Bocchi. And seeing Hitori struggle is really putting down Kita as well. So that's why she confessed. But again, the second highlight is Hitori's tremendous growth. She not only forgave Kita, she also thanked her. Because as we all seen throughout this episode, Hitori really wanted to perform at the cultural festival. It's been her dream since day one. Many years ago, 3-4 years ago, when she first picked up the guitar. This is a beautiful full circle moment. And now through the courage and the encouragement and the empowerment of every single Kesoku band members, Hitori finally has a shot at living out her dream. The promised lands she was once upon a time aspired upon and thought about and dreamed about and prayed about. Because remember, she says she imagines her performing at the street at the cultural festival thousands of times. This is the closest she's ever been to her dream. And it's possible because of Kesoku bands, because of her community. I think that's what true friends are for. I don't think true friends are just yes men and yes women. I think true friends and meaningful relationships are supposed to challenge us in an appropriate, safe way, of course, but to challenge us, to slow us down if we're being reckless, but also help us speed up, accelerate us, springboard us into where we are to where we could be, our unactualized and untapped potential. That's meaningful friends, and that's true friends who make us better, who help us grow. And Kita was that for Hitori, and the entire Kesoku band is that I call it the strength stimuli definition right here. Stimuli and stimulants that help us stronger, help us grow. So it's either I call it growth stimuli or strength stimuli. And the best of friends are just that. Stimuli to help us grow and better every single day. Beautiful, beautiful. Can't wait for the culture festival. What? No, she's missing. Did she run away last minute? Anyway, enough said. What a beautiful episode. And I think there's 12 episodes for season 1. So we're definitely towards the final stretches with a couple episodes remaining. Amazing episode. I feel blessed to witness the tremendous and beautiful growth of Hitori. But not just Hitori. Kita-chan, Nichika, Yo, every one of the band members. Because all of them are integral characters of this show, not just Hitori-chan. As always, smash a thumbs up if you enjoy my in-depth analysis. And make sure you're subscribed. If not, you will miss out on my next episode. And if you like to watch my reaction videos in real time as I record them, join our Patreon family and YouTube members for up to 2 and 3 weeks of early access. As always, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Shout out to the best Patreon and YouTube members communities. Until next time, peace.